Feeling sleepy? I'm your host, Mr. Creepy. Don't fall into the wishing well. Listen to my stories from hell. Ghosts in the afterlife. The werewolf who chomped his wife. A headless dentist on a ATV. The chicken corpse haunting KFC. Ever seen a vampire on a plane? A zombie slurping brains? While you're in your bedroom smoking Indo, didn't you notice the ghoul at your window? Sit back and relax your bones. Get onto your laptops or your phones. The YouTube address FYI is Mr. Creepy's time to die. Bad evening. I'm your host, Mr. Creepy. Tonight's story is about a poor young lad who witnessed an urban legend materialize before his eyes. Dogman. Boy, that must have been rough. This story happened several years ago. I work for a security firm, and we're contracted by a company who owns a couple buildings that have been abandoned for years. So, as a security guard, it's our task sometimes to do frequent checks on some of these properties. Some are almost in the middle of nowhere. On this one night, it was my job to check on an unmanned building that was located near a forest. As soon as I arrived at the location, I parked my car and began checking the perimeter of the building. But just as I was in the middle of doing so, something near a group of trees caught my attention. There was a noise, and as soon as I flashed my light in the direction of it, that's when I ended up illuminating something that I was convinced was a furry animal. For a split second, the thought entered my head that I was going to make some noise and scare it away. But the more my eyes and brain adjusted to what I was seeing, that's when I felt a cold chill just overwhelm me. Whatever I was looking at, it was standing on two legs. And while I've actually come across bears before that could do that, I knew that this wasn't one. It wasn't balancing itself. It was standing on two legs like that was its normal stance, and its arms were hanging relaxed by its torso. I couldn't see the whole thing clearly because some bushes and branches obstructed the view, but I could tell it was big. It had hair all over its body, and its face was definitely canine. But worst of all, it was definitely looking at me as well. Shh. It didn't take me more than a few seconds to make the decision to get the hell out of there. Since the only thing we were allowed to carry was mace, there was no way of me defending myself if whatever this thing was decided to attack me. So I ran to my car and drove away as fast as I could. I didn't report anything unusual that night because I wasn't interested in being written up for not properly doing my rounds. But I wasn't interested in going back there again. So I put in a transfer to a different location. When that didn't work, I quit a few days later instead of going back there. That's how much the incident shook me. But my coworkers, who are still working at the same company, have never reported anything similar to this day. Mr. Creepy here. Friends, we don't care what you thought of tonight's horror story. If you don't stab the like button and slash the subscribe bell, this will happen to you. No, no!